That's going to involve a few great things. I'll make you lie down in green pasture. This is how helpless I am, that my shepherd has to make me lie down in green pasture. I'm not even smart enough to do that by myself. He says, I'll lead you beside quiet water. Hello? Anybody want to be led in this room? Anybody need any leading? He said, I'll lead you. He said, I'll restore your soul. Anybody like any restoration? Anybody? Anybody like any restoration? I'll restore you. I will guide you. Anybody looking for guidance? Hello? We just solved all the world's problems, and we're not even past the very first few sentences in the promise. I'll make you lie down. I'll lead you in your life. I will restore whatever you need restored in your life. I will guide you however you need to be guided in your life. And I'll guide you in these paths of righteousness for my name's sake. And even though you walk through the valley of the shadow of death, you shouldn't fear any evil, because I'm going to walk through the valley of the shadow of death with you. I've got a staff to guide you and a rod to protect you. And I hope that they bring you comfort, more than Southern comfort or something in a bottle or something that you can take at night or some other thing that you go to feel okay about the fact that you're going through a valley. I hope you'll take comfort in the fact that I'm right there with you and I've got what you need to protect you in the midst of the valley. I hope that brings you some comfort in your life tonight. And then he goes on to say that's not the end of the promise. Here it gets a little interesting, and we're going to drill down just for a moment. He says, I'm going to prepare a table before you in the presence of your enemies. I'm going to anoint your head with oil, so much so that your cup is going to overflow. In other words, you're going to be the person who's not only got enough, you're going to be the person that's got more than enough. And he said, and then I'm going to follow you around, if that's okay. Do you mind if I just follow you around? I'm going to follow you everywhere you go. I'm going to follow you this year and next year and the year after that and next week and the week after that and this season and the season after that. I'm going to keep following you with goodness and with love. Goodness and love. I'm going to be right there behind you going, I love you. I love you. You keep on going. I love you. I love you. I'm with you, just letting you know that I love you. I want you to know that I've got goodness for you. I am here cheering you on until you come to rest in my house that I have prepared for you forever. Would you like to be led by a shepherd like that? This promise is not just needlepoint on grandma's pillow. Although my mind goes there pretty fast. Anybody like in a frame over the dining room table? The Lord is my shepherd. Took somebody about 7 months to do that. Don't go there. Come here and understand that Jesus is in the room right now offering you all of that. He's offering us all of this promise tonight. And our opportunity in this room is to say, no, thank you. I will lead myself. Or no, thank you, somebody else is leading me right now. They're offering me the promise and showing me the way and telling me how it works, and I'm depending on them to get me to still water and green pasture and to do good things for me. Or we can just say, you know what, I need all the things that you're offering, so I'm going to surrender to your leadership tonight in my life. And I love zeroing in on this verse 5 because our message is, even though I walk through the valley, I will fear no evil. But there's a beautiful twist here, and he says, you prepare, my shepherd, a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Now, we would have written that different. I believe most of us would have written that different. In fact, I think if you really think about it, a lot of us haven't really thought about it because, if I had written it, I would have said, you lead me through the valley of the shadow of death. I probably would have said, and we're never going through the valley of the shadow of death. Thank you so much, shepherd, that you're going to lead me other ways all the way. And then I would have written, and thank you so much that you wipe out all my enemies. Wouldn't that be your Psalm 23? I am so glad that we do not go through valleys, and we don't go through shadows, and we do not go through death, and I thank you that you have wiped out all of my enemies. That would be one way to write it. The second way, the more obvious way to write it would be, and you prepare a table before me in your presence. This is what we want, right? Get me out of the valley and into your presence. Eject me out of the circumstance and just get me with you. I just want a table with you in your presence. He said, no, I got a better idea. I'm going to do a table with you, but I'm going to do it in the presence of your enemies. I'm going to bring my presence, my person at the table with you in the presence of your enemies. While you're surrounded, you and I are going to sit at a table together, and this is going to be the most amazing gospel of all.